So we have reported on the Crytek,
Yes.
the massive Crytek story that's been coming out of Jason Schreier at Kotaku.
We covered this on the show last
Yeah.
week, but this is
this is even deeper,
a more damning wrinkle.
So the story was that people weren't getting paid, people had just stopped working, but evidently Homefront Revolution's director just left Crytek. So that game is now
Funny how that happens when you're not getting paid or not getting paid the full amount you're supposed to get paid.
Yeah, and when all of your coworkers are also abandoning ship. Yeah, so I mean, there's from you saw the game at Judges Week at Pre-E3, and they pretty much told you this is a vertical slice.
Yeah, I at first thought it was the game, and then I asked. And I said, "So is this a vertical slice? Is this? Oh, well, it's it's. Is it all right? No, I think I just asked, "Is this in the game? Like, is this a level in the game?" Like, well, no, this is a this is to show off the mechanics and what it will be like. So it's like, oh, so this is a vertical slice, and they were a little hesitant to
use
that exact term, but that's exactly what it was. So yeah, what I saw was not the actual game. Of course, there's game being built.
Yeah.
But what they had to show off was something that no one will ever get to see or play.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, judging from this, Homefront's not officially canceled, but unofficially, like if I were a betting man, I don't think we will ever see that game, at least in that incarnation.
Yeah, somebody would have to buy Crytek and hire that whole team back. You know, but that's not going to happen.
I mean,
they're not going to come back.
Yeah, I don't know what's
going to
come out of this. If this is going to be sort of a THQ style thing, where all of a sudden these different properties are now going to be available. Things like Crisis, things like
I don't know.
South Park.
So Crytek had bought the Homefront IP themselves.
Yeah.
And then they partnered up. They found a publisher in the form of Deep Silver to publish this game. So you got to wonder, is Deep Silver going to dig into their pockets to fund this in exchange for, either the IP rights or a huge chunk of the profits? Like,
sure,
they definitely have Deep Silver has leverage if they want to put this game out.
Yeah.
They can say, all right, well, you guys can't pay your people. We will, but guess what? The IP is going to be ours now. We're going to take a huge chunk of the profits. Yeah. Or will, Crytek say, forget it. We'd rather it just bleed out and hang on to it than have you guys take all of our money. So it could still come out. But Marty, you're thinking I'm saying no.
Yeah, I mean it's this whole story is a bummer too. Because,
it is.
I mean, this is sort of a death knell for Rise 2 as well. And
Rise 2 that last week.
Yeah, and that's a game I would love a second stab. Well, God, that was the worst pun ever. A second stab at Rise.
Oh man.
A second gross slow motion leg getting cut off at Rise. Because Rise, as it stood, I wasn't a huge fan of Rise, but I think what was there is really interesting, and it could have been that Assassin's Creed 1 to Assassin's Creed 2 leap, and
I agree,
fixing everything. So,
and the premise for the new Homefront was cool.
Yeah.
It's an open world, in Philadelphia. No games are ever set there. Where there'd be sort of dynamic missions and things that would occur as you're sort of living in this oppressed Philadelphia, trying to overthrow I forget what they're called, like the HK or something, whatever the name of the Korean army that has, fictional Korean army that's invaded the country. So, we get Sean. Do you think? What do you say? Is Homefront going to come out? What's your gut tell you?
I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and say that yes, it's going to come out.
Oh, positive Finnegan.
Yeah,
that's what we call you.
The way I look at it, they've been going through some pretty big problems, and that's always terrible to hear. But once you have a publisher lined up and the game's been in development for a while, you can, at least I think, you can deal with key people leaving if you have to.
Yeah.
Especially if you've invested a ton of money into it and you bought the IP. That's not something you're just going to let fall by the wayside. I mean, and you'll go through. You'll trudge through hell to get through it, So I think they'll probably do that. At least I hope they do.
I'd agree with you, but it's not just key people. It's everybody's leaving because they're not getting paid.
Yeah, I mean that's again totally shitty.
Yeah.
At the very least, if the game does come out, there's about a 99% chance it's delayed from because they had told us they told us February 2015. That's what they said at pre-E3. So
video game
that's not happening.
No, that's not happening.
So, Destin, you're saying no? You think it's because of the loss of people?
If it comes out, somebody else is going to buy it and work on that game. It's not going to be Crytek UK. Crytek UK seems to be going through some major turmoil.
Well, all of Crytek.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that company, but they need to get it together, or they need to start selling off their IPs to people who can finish the games.
Yeah, it's unfortunate news. I mean, the one thing, to your point, Finnegan, is with this the project lead, the director leaving, it's possible that his sort of blueprint for the game is already written. It's just a matter of executing it. So, of course, the director is an important person on a project, one of the most important people. But you wonder if it's simply a matter of executing the plan.
Yeah, maybe his vision,
still make it
the
happen.
groundwork's already there.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I will say, gorgeous game. Running obviously on CryEngine 3. I'm like a sucker for cool weather effects, particularly in first-person games, because it just, I don't know, it makes me feel immersed in the world. They had a rain and these curtains blowing in the wind inside from an open window. That just looks so cool. I was
and
just
you sat there and watched it for 10 minutes.
I just was like,
you were like, wow.
I was just like, oh, all right, this looks gorgeous. I hope this game comes out. And
I just was imagining the trailer where Ryan's quote, "They had this rain and curtains. It was so cool." IGN.
IGN says amazing curtain physics. So, best of luck to everyone at Crytek and Homefront.